Hi there, I'm Magnus of the New York Jedi, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite costumes, the Imperial Knight Armor. Now, the Imperial Knights serve the Emperor of the Empire. They're good Force-using individuals in which their main goal is to serve the Emperor as long as the Emperor follows the will of the Force, which is on the light side. If he ever falls to the dark, it is their job to either redeem him or to kill him. So you're looking at good Force users that are just there to serve the Empire, which at this point in history is actually a good empire. Now, we're going to talk about the construction of the armor. The first piece that we're going to talk about is the chest-torso piece, in which, as we look, we have a front and back piece. Now, for the construction of this armor, the first seal is done here along the edge sides, in which you use an ABS type glue, in which it more or less melts the plastic to each other. So just to take a look on the other side, you could see on the interior where the two pieces meet. You put the ABS glue together, and then you use the strong alligator clips, and you hold it together and let it cure for 24 hours for it to fully melt and seal together. So that is the front section of this armor. On the rear, you have two different ways to do the back plate. You could either, one, use Velcro, or you could also use ABS glue. The way I did it was ABS glue. I didn't want any kind of falling apart of this armor. So if we look on the interior, we have one flap meeting over to the shoulder section. I applied the ABS, alligator clamps, and after 24 hours of curing, I was able to release it, and it gave a really good seal, and it holds it up really good together. And for the side piece of the armor, I used just a simple piece of industrial Velcro, in which these two sides, from the front and back plate, are held together just by a quick piece of Velcro, and it holds it together in one solid piece of shell. And the end, it kind of wears almost like a turtle armor. So, this is the torso plate of the Imperial Knight Armor. So now, we're going to talk about how the rest of the armor is attached. Now, pretty much, it's either through Velcro or the will of the Force. Most of the other pieces are going to be held together by Velcro and straps. So we're going to first take a look at the second piece of the torso armor, which is your ab plate. Now, the way I did the ab plate, I have a piece of Velcro and just a black piece of vinyl. You go leather, whatever direction you want. Pretty much the main thing is it's black so it could blend in to the black undersuit that you're going to wear. Now, let's take a look over at the torso piece again. And if you look on the interior, I already have two pieces of Velcro put into place. Now, all I'm going to do is line up the ab plate with the interior Velcro, and when I turn it over, you now have the ab piece. Now, you're able to bring the Velcro up or down, so you could have it a little bit higher or lower, depending on your own personal preference. Now, what this does, it gives you a little bit more maneuverability. You can kind of bend a little bit. You have a little flexibility and movement. So with this ab piece, you're going to get a little movement, you'll get a little flexibility, you'll be able to get a little up and down movement. So that is the ab plate that goes attached to the armor. The next piece of armor that we're going to talk about for this Imperial Knight kit is going to be the shoulder pieces. Now, the shoulder pieces come in two parts. You have the shoulder bell, and then you have the shoulder plate. Now, the shoulder bell and shoulder plate are pretty much fitting here upon the armor. Now, connecting it, I just have a piece of Velcro just holding both together. What you can do if you really wanted to, you could put a pin in and you could put a pin type object or a rivet through, so you could screw it in, so this way you have a screw that kind of holds it together, or a simple Velcro will also do the trick. Now, the way this attaches to the armor, if you notice, I've already pre-established Velcro along the shoulder areas, and all you do, you just line it up and it sits right there along the armor, and with a little squeeze you have the shoulder plate held right there. You have the bell holding right where your arm would be. And all you want to do is you could adjust it if you wanted a little further, a little back. That really comes up to how you like it in terms of where it's sitting on the armor. Other people will do other things with their armor. Instead of having it attached to the shoulder, others will take the plate with Velcro and have a little bit of flap here, and they'll just attach the plate to a fabric, and this way you have a little bit more movement. It really comes down to your preference. For me, I like it just firmly attached to the shoulder area of the armor. But that's just another direction that you can go. And for me, I'm more for just, I like having the armor in one controlled place. It's almost very much like a football type armor. So then you just set it up, let it sit right into the Velcro, and right now you have your Imperial Knight armor set up, shoulders and torso section.